Okay, so now we're back at this document. Okay, so now we've made the mask, and now I need to modify it so I can see some more of the skin tone showing through. So I'm just going to zip in a little bit closer and come across to here. You can see now if I start painting with black, I will be hiding the color effect. So I need to hit the X key to exchange so I can start painting with white and revealing more of the skin tone in here and in the temple area. So I just give a couple of clicks along here, a couple of brush strokes up in there, a couple of brush strokes in here, tap, 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 down, 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 and then reduce the brush size a little bit and then kind of come in here a little bit or a lot, number of strokes to kind of get that to have its edge, and then rake things bigger, da, 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 tap, 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 again, tap, tap, tap. And something else I may want to do is just come along here where we have the part in her hair. So I'm just got a couple of brush strokes in there to give a little bit of color in there. And I think a couple more strokes along here like this. Just, you know, it's all creative, it's all organic. All right, so just go for it, have a good time with it. Paint around till you get what it is you're looking for. I'm gonna paint a little more in here just to get me a little more color going in there. It's all varying levels of opacity, so we'll be able to blend one thing with another. I think this is going to turn out to be quite nice, actually. Okay, now that I have done that, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I've modified the mask, and you can see that there's some stuff going on here. We'll see how the hair mixes in when I put a hair color in there, and we'll see how that kind of mixes in. All right, now before I go and do that, I'm going to do a Command S to save, and then I'm going to start working on this because I need to, or would like to, present the concept of how to get this thing done before I start coming back and doing the hair and all that kind of stuff. So to that end, what I need to do is I need to load up a selection of her right sleeve. So I'm going to go under Select Menu, choose Load, and come down here and get the right sleeve. There we go, active selection. Great stuff going on here. Don't even have the little buckle clasp thing going on. I don't know if this is 100% correct in that area there, but we can live with it. Or what I can do, check it out. Hit the Q for quick mask mode. All right, exchange that. Come up and make a little bit bigger brush and start painting with 100%. Oops, wrong way. And start painting in this area down in here, just to kind of get it to be a little more realistic. Hit the Q key to come into here and say, yeah, you know, that might be a little bit better. Okay, so now that we have that, and I want to colorize this, if I come in now and if I colorize this, and I will do that just as a thing to show you, I'm going to come in here and click on this and choose Hue Saturation to colorize. And if I were to come in and click on the colorize checkbox, you can see that not only have I colorized her sleeve, the garment itself, but I've also colorized her hand. All right, so that's not going to do. So I have to take that and throw it in the trash and then come back over here and say, okay, what I need to do is I need to have that loaded up as a selection. I need to take away this. And if I used any tool at this point, let's say I came in here and chose reselect to bring up that, and then I would grab, as an example, any tool, but I'll choose the lasso tool at this point. And if I chose to hold down the option key, again, you can see I have the minus icon there, and if I were to try to outline her hand at this point to subtract that from here, I can almost guarantee you that what I do at this point will not match up perfectly to the previous selection of her right hand. And what would end up happening is there would be probably a little bit of a gap and overlap. Where there'd be overlap, there'd be a color shift. Where there'd be a gap, you'd still see, in this case, the gray in between. All right. So what I need to do is take advantage of that load dialog box, load selection dialog box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the hand selection and then subtract it from the right sleeve. So watch, I'm going to go under select and then choose load. It's kind of confusing because you have to load something to take it away, and it's really weird. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and if you're like me and sometimes forget, I'm going to come over here and choose to subtract first before I choose right sleeve. No, that would be right hand, my mistake. So I'm going to choose to subtract from selection the right hand. I click on this. Ah, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. So now what I need to do is load up the other sleeve. So I'm going to come under the select menu, choose load, and I'm going to choose the left sleeve, and I'm going to choose to add that to my current selection. So we have that. But now I have to subtract the left hand. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to choose load, and I'm going to choose subtract because I forget all the time, and I'm going to choose to subtract the left hand. Beautiful. All right, now I need to add this down here, which is the turtleneck. So I'm going to come in here and choose load. I want to add, and I want to come down here and find turtleneck piece. All right, and I'm going to click on that to load that up. Now you're looking at this saying, what the hell is that all about? Look, I got half of the face in there. But as I said before, I could never draw this to be as perfect as it was originally, but I'm going to use the original face selection to subtract out of there. There you go. So watch, select, load selection, subtract, and then I'm going to choose to subtract her face. It really doesn't matter which one I choose because I never modified any of the pixels in this area here. So I can go to the new one or to the previous one and choose that. And now I have the selection that I'm looking for to start to colorize. So now I can come over here and come down and choose colorization. There you go, I've got this. I'm going to bring it in. I have no idea what color it should theoretically be. I'm going to take it and make it a blue of some nature. I think I may reduce some of the saturation, and I may even want to lighten it a fraction, not much. All right, so now I'm going to just go under File, Save, and I'm going to leave it at this for this movie. I'm trying to keep them short, all right? And in the very next movie, we are going to modify the mask even further based on the face and all that stuff. All right, we'll see you in the next movie.